May the earth hold me, for I have not seen her birth, nor will I see her death. But she has seen my birth, and she will see my death. May the waters flow through me, for stagnation is fetid and toxic. The waters will flow freely, allowing health and abundance to be known. May the air in my lungs know safety, for this air is the breath of my fathers and mother, the breath of my ancestors and brethren. When it goes, I will go. May the breath in my lungs know both movement and stillness, a forceful gale and a gentle song. May the fire in me burn, for I am the light of my Father. He burns bright within me as Father and Son. His light is my magnificence, heritage, and being. The flame, my very essence, the core of me. As for Aether, the mystery of silence. Before spring had arrived, and the leaves began to bud, and flowers began to show, there was a cocoon as big as your thumb, maybe a little bigger, hanging from a tree branch. I didn't see it form or appear, but I could see it clearly before the leaves began to shade it from curious eyes and smiles. We anticipated its birth, in a way. Large cocoons beget large moths, and large moths are known as beauties of the night, flowing under the moon and showering all with a particular beauty of an umbral nature. I soon began to research how long we should wait until we saw such a being on this tree. We waited with excitement. Spring came and flew through our lives like a breeze. Summer surprised us with its heat, a gentle reminder of how great the sun can be. And every morning we awaited a certain blossoming, one that we did not yet see, the blossoming of a moth to be. Summer left, a smile and busy season. As autumn approached, we began to feel an unease. Perhaps this moth is still growing? Perhaps it's died in its sleep. Leaves fallen, tree nearly bare of green, and a moth is yet to be seen. And so I, curious and impatient, snatched the cocoon off its tree. I asked my father if such a thing was just before I committed to such an act, and he agreed. Off came the shell, and as I peered at this marvelous cocoon, wanting to open it up and see, there was no need. This cocoon was empty of any and all beings. Nothing but a small hole at the very opening would betray such a scheme that this moth hatched under our noses, never to be seen. A gentle laugh, knowing and yet not. We had never seen this being, but curious I was still to know and to glean anything from this shell. Magic flows from me, knowing all things with sensitivity. The attention paid to this tiny shell revealed such a great knowledge to me. This moth formed and crafted such a vehicle for its ascension. The cocoon, made of dried leaves, formed this shell in which it would lose all things and gain something more. A caterpillar, fermented in darkness of the mind, grew into a moth. What I find of the highest value in this is that not every being on this planet can know such a thing. To know nothing but one's own self, and listen to your body and wait. Lie in stillness, lie in death, knowing and waiting. This moth perhaps did not know what it was to become, yet it followed all steps necessary to become something radically different and much greater than it once was. Something beholden to one tree now is beholden to none but its own desire. May it now seek out and fly across the lands as it is able. Such a transformation. Generally, human beings do not know this. This isn't meant to cut anyone down, for even the wisest of us all may not know the journey from one step into the abyss that is nothingness. The moth, humble and sure, sure of its transformation, and knowing it is only for itself. It grows not out of compulsion or great need. It simply evolves, no matter what the circumstances are, in pleasure or pain, in abundance or scarcity. What drew me to such wisdom was that it grew without any guidance into it. Most of us on this planet, a great number of us, do not know this way of being. We wander the desert without any water, and we fall down begging for a drink, a sip. And we may encounter guides, beings who exist on a higher plane that knows who we are, and help us on our way. This was how I began to know. Most of us remember through our guides, or the ones who craft our soul and sent us on such a roller coaster that we know as the joyous expression of life. Yet one who evolves by his or herself with no guidance, no congregation, nor assistance from any knowledge outside of themselves is a being worthy of note and recognition. To go such a way is the way of the moth, a gentle being, humble yet sure, knowing itself simply as a part of life, and existing as such, is something that nearly moves me to tears. For if such a being were to be known, then that being may be unknown to all but itself, or perhaps known to all in every way, in either darkness or light, drawing in or giving away. Either iteration of such a phenomenon is worthy of recognition. The moth, the unassuming deity, the humble genius, knower of life and of itself. To come into this world and master it totally, by itself, I am humbled by its greatness. And all that is left of such a being is a cocoon made of dried leaves, the only mark of the highest alchemy is the shell that holds the memory of the moth, a god, if known to man.